Hey, my name is Grace and I'm here to teach you how to play Good Intentions Paving Company by Joanna Newsom. I love playing this song. I learned it about 2 years ago, and at the time I kind of just looked up an Ultimate Guitar tab and then listened to the song a bit and kind of just played it. But when I decided I wanted to make a tutorial for you guys, I figured I should probably check the recording against my version. So I also last night watched some live videos and found that she basically doesn't play it the same consistently. So I'm basically going to show you something similar to how my cover sounds, which is kind of a simplified version of the song overall. If you enjoy my channel, please consider subscribing. I always love you guys' comments and I just appreciate this community so much. So I love seeing it grow. Anyway, let me show you the chords. So the chords in this song are C, F, A minor, G, D minor, and also B flat and D major. There's really kind of 4 sections in this song, and then the outro section is kind of a combination of 2 sections. So the form goes verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and then bridge, and then outro. So now let's get into the song itself. Let me show you the order of the chords in the verse, and also the voicings I use in this section. I'm always going to be doing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the low bass and then high bass note of whatever pitch the chord is named. So in this case, C, and then when I go to an F chord, I'll be playing the F pitch in 2 octaves. A minor, I'll be playing the pitch A in 2 octaves, etc. And the right hand voicings that I like to use for this section are root position C, C, E, G, second inversion F, C, F, A, first inversion G, B, D, G, first inversion A minor, C, E, A, and then for the D minor chord, I like to also use second inversion, so A, D, F. So the whole thing would sound kind of like this. 20 miles left to the show. Hello, my old country. Hello, stars are just beginning to appear, and I have never in my life before been here. And then it repeats on the new lyrics. So in the beginning, we're going to start with just the bass line, and we're going to go 20 miles left to the show. Hello, my old country. Hello. And then I like to come in here. Stars are just beginning to appear, and I have never in my life before been here. And it's my heart, not me, who cannot drive. So what I'm doing here is playing the right hand on the second beat or on an off beat. At which conclusion you arrive. Watch me sit here bolt upright and cry for no good reason at the eastern sky. So a big way to create those little rhythmic changes that she kind of does in this is to sometimes play the offbeat, sometimes play the downbeat, and sometimes even play an anticipation note, so a note coming right before the next measure. So now we're into the pre-chorus. We're going to keep the same bass line. We're going to go C chord, B flat, A minor. And the tilt of the strange nation, and the will to remain for the duration, waving the flag, feeling it drag like a bump on a bump along, baby, like a manifest fight with the fog, baby, step out, change in a pirouette, and I regret, oh I regret. Then we get to the chorus part, and this is gonna be, said to you honey, just open your heart when I got trouble even opening the honey jar. And that right there is where we are. G chord, F, C, C, B flat. All the same chord voicings that you were using before. So in this section in the recording, As far as I remember, the piano actually drops out and it kind of jams on like guitar and stuff for a minute. So of course, if you're playing this on solo piano, you don't want to drop out necessarily, but I do think it's time for a change in the rhythm. So this left hand is basically just playing one or the other of the bass notes, octaves, and the right hand is keeping the shape of the voicing, but sometimes arpeggiating it like this. And I like to reach up for that B flat, kind of add something new all of a sudden. And I basically play the second half the same as the first half, but just, of course, at the beginning, I don't just leave the bass line. I come in right away with the full chord in the verse. Anyway, let's get into the bridge. And no amount of talking is gonna soften the fall, but like after the rain, step out of the overhang, that's all. And that basically repeated quite a few times. So the chords are C, same voicing as before, D, D, F sharp, A, F, same voicing as before, back to C, then B flat, F, G, A minor. So when I would play this just for fun, I would generally go bass, right hand, bass. And I think that works pretty well. But then when I was listening to recordings yesterday, I realized that she's kind of playing actually arpeggios. So you could go instead the chord together with the low bass note, and then the second bass note, and the first two notes of whatever chord it is. So no amount of talking is gonna soften the fall, but like after the rain, step out of the overhang, that's all. It had a nice ring to it when the old Opry house rang, so with a solemn old lang sign, sealed, delivered, I sing. And there is hesitation, and it always remains concerning you, me, and the rest of the game. So I'm switching to that chording part here. And in our quiet hour, I feel I see everything, and I'm in love with the hook upon which everyone hangs. And I know you meant to show the extent to which you gave a god dang. You rained real hot and real cold, but I'm sold. I am at home on that range, and I do. So here you're gonna start playing just these few chords I'll show you on repeat instead of that whole section. And I do hate to fold, B flat, F, right here at the top of my game, G, A minor, when I've been trying with my whole heart and soul, again, to stay right here in the right lane, but it can make you feel over and old. Lord, you know it's a shame when I only want for you to pull over and hold me till I can't remember my own name. And hearing me sing that might have given you an idea of why I changed this 1/2 step up in my cover, because I can't really hit those low notes. And then yeah, that's the end of the bridge. So then we get into the outro, and that's very similar to the verse. So it's like that's basically just the verse. And then we have a sort sort of pre-chorus part, and this is where you can get really crazy if you feel like it. I'm just gonna play some versions of this kind of jam outro that I like to play, and you can give them a try if you want. Also, listen to some of her live recordings if you're interested in this kind of thing, because she does so much amazing cool stuff on the piano on these outros. So one thing I like to do is jump up the octave. So like this. And you can do that on every chord. And another thing I like to do is rhythm changes like this. Quarter note triplets like that. Basically anything that's syncopated. Something like that, where I can combine the two ideas, both changing octaves and syncopation. Another thing I like to do is play a little parallel motion stuff. She does that a lot throughout the song. Something like that, playing all the chords in a row, kind of as a melody. So like, something like that. And you can do it in the higher octave too if you want. Something like that. She also sometimes plays melodies, so you could go. Anything like that. I mean, that was a very simple melody, so it doesn't have to be crazy. And then you kind of just jam on that a few times through. It fades out in the recording, so just basically play it until you're done. And I generally kind of just land on a C chord, let that ring out. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I have so many other videos out there on my channel. I've got plenty of originals, covers, and tutorials coming up. If you haven't already, check out my Good Intentions Paving Company cover, which is about 1.5 years old now, but I still think holds up. If you do watch that video, just keep in mind that it is in a different key. It's 1/2 step up, it's in C sharp, and don't try to use what I said in this tutorial to play along with my cover. Thanks so much, bye!